is my extreme pleasure to welcome as our very first guest of the Daily Show for Roland-Garros, someone that I truly admire and someone that who has been able to lift the Roland-Garros trophy exactly 20 years ago. Mary Pierce. Mary, welcome.
Hi, Daniela. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be your first guest for the show.
Well, it is our honor. And just tell me right away, 20 years. Does it feel like that or it feels like it was yesterday?
It's crazy. When you say 20, I'm like, no, it can't be that long. There's no way. It does not feel like it was that long ago. It feels like, okay, maybe a few years ago, but definitely not 20. It's incredible. Yeah.
So when you think about it, what is the most beautiful memory that comes straight to you?
Um, that's such a great question because I have so many amazing memories of that French Open in 2000 that I won. It's such a journey, those 2 weeks that you go through. I would probably say my two most special moments, I would say, is the first round that I played on Châtrier Center Court. After beating Tara Snyder, I had this little voice inside that was like, maybe this is the year. So like, okay, where did that come from? And I didn't say anything to anybody, just kept it for myself and just went on my merry way each day, each match. And then obviously the most amazing moment of my career was when my dream in tennis came true, was winning the French Open. So that moment, probably when I lifted the trophy and then the whole crowd just went crazy, and just what you feel in your body, like the emotions and how everything just vibrates, and just the crowd and the voice and your absolute like utmost joy and satisfaction of all the years of hard work, sweat and tears come into that moment of you finally achieving your dream.
Well, that is incredible what you just said, because I was going to ask you exactly that. When was the moment during the tournament that you started to like, okay, this can be the year? But it's amazing that you had that feeling before the first round.
Yeah, well, it was exactly the first round. Yeah, like I said, and right after I won my match, and I was still standing on Châtrier on that red clay before I walked off. And I've never had that at any other moment of my career, at any other tournament. And it was really special, really, really special.
Well, I have to say, I mean, I was just starting on the tour and just going around the site and seeing you, you just had a different glow about you during that year. And is there something you did different going into that Roland Garros in your preparation or mental focus, or it just happened?
Yeah, that's a really good question, because when I arrived at the French Open in 2000, and after a couple matches, the journalists would ask me other questions, and they'd be like, "Wow, you look different this year. There's something about you."
There definitely was. I don't know what it was, but you just felt you looked so in peace.
Yeah, they're like, "You look so much more sereine, like so much more calmer in the important moments. You don't get so mad like you used to. What is it? Like, have you done some mental training, or what is it, And I just said, no, I didn't do any mental training. I just know that, my life belongs to God, and my life is in his hands. And so is my tennis career. And I have nothing to worry about. I've got nothing to be stressed about. And he's in control of everything. So no matter what happens, I know it's always going to be the best for me. So, what actually happened is in March of 2000, so 3 months before the French Open, I became a born-again Christian. And that's when my life completely changed, when everything on the inside of me was touched, was healed, was transformed and changed. And so then that changed me as a person, and then that overflowed into everything else that I did in my life, which tennis had such a huge part of my life at that time. So then it showed in my tennis, and it showed how I played my matches. And the French Open was always such a hard tournament for me to play. And ask any French player, male or female, it's the toughest, because, you're playing at home, your crowd, the fans, your family, your friends, the media, the attention, the whole country is expecting and wanting you to win. And when you win, it's like they're all happy. And when you lose, the whole country's sad. So it's a lot of pressure. And I had such a hard time dealing with it. And I went there that year, and just so different, with a different outlook on myself, on my tennis, why I was playing. Then I knew that God had given me this gift to play, and I just wanted to do my best for him. A different outlook on my fans and the relationship with them and the crowd. And I think they felt and saw as well something in me that changed. And we had this amazing connection, like with the media, with the fans, and we were like doing this together. And it was not me alone on the tennis court. And it was just really amazing and really special. And I just felt that, you know, the Lord was there, and I had such a peace. And I would go before my matches, I'd pray just before going out on the court. And I was just a different person. So it just really helped me to deal with all the stress.
So it's basically 20 years of celebration, not only for the Roland-Garros victory, but obviously for finding your path again. I wouldn't say you started it, but you just found it again, and you never looked back. And it's been a beautiful journey ever since then, right?
It's so true. It's been miracles really in my life to see, you know, me win the French Open is like a miracle, plus to win the doubles with Martina Hingis. So both in that year, and then the miracle that, you know, the Lord touched my heart and healed my heart, and I was able to forgive my dad, and then our relationship was restored, and that I could love him. And that for me is a huge miracle. And there are so many miracles that I've lived after that. So it's been, 20 years of an amazing time.
So I think you realized what the rest of the world is realizing now through these things happening to us. You realized that three years ago that you don't want to be wasting any more of your time, and that every day it's a gift.
So true, so true. We don't have time to waste, and time is so precious because it's priceless. Like you can't buy time. There's no price tag for that. So to really realize how special it is, and to use it wisely.
That's the word, wisely. Wisely as far as the time with who you spend, with the activities you do, and just being more wise. Yeah, that's probably the word. Oh wow, we went really deep here.
Definitely, yes.
Maybe I should ask some tennis questions here. Okay. You touched on that topic a little bit at the beginning. Just explain to people in more detail maybe how tough it is for French players to be playing in front of the French crowd, because in one way it's beautiful that you have a home slam in your own country, but that comes with a lot of baggage.
Yeah. You know, when you get to the Grand Slam, you like already feel the buzz in the air, and the atmosphere is electric, and you know all the fans are there and they're walking around. And you know, when you're in France and you're playing your home Grand Slam, it's like expectancy, like, oh, here's Mary, and here's our number one in France, and we're all riding on her, and you feel like you know their joy depends on you. It's like you win, the country celebrates, and even the newspaper, you're like on the front of the newspaper and everything. And then if you lose, it's like you know, because I was born in Canada, American father, French mother, but you know, chose to play for France from the age of 14 years old my whole career. And so, you know, then you lose, like, oh, it's the French American or whatever, you know, sometimes. And it's like, man, and that can like hurt, you know, and if you take it personal, it's like, oh, that's painful. I tried my best, you know, and couldn't do more than that. So, you know, it took years of like learning the French crowds and culture. And when I understood afterwards, I was like, okay, it's because they're so passionate, and it's because they care so much, and it's because they really want you to win, because you can understand it's their country and it's their Grand Slam. So it can be like very heavy. It could be like, you know, weight on your shoulders because you feel so much pressure that you have to do well and that the whole country is expecting you to do good. But when I, like I said, changed and I saw everything differently, all that disappeared. And then I just went like, you know, I'm just going to go out and do my best and have fun, you know, and whatever happens, happens. So, but yeah, it has its advantages and disadvantages. The advantage is when you get out on the court and you're playing against someone that is not French, well, you've got pretty much almost the whole crowd behind you. And that is a bonus and a plus. And it does help you, and, you know, gives you strength. And it's an extra power and force that you have when you're playing your match.
Mary, you've won so many titles in your career. What is it so different when you're able to lift that Grand Slam trophy? What are your first thoughts or the emotions? Because it's something I can never imagine. How incredible is that?
Yeah, you know, I think when you have match point, well, for me, I basically just try to psych myself out and think, oh, it's just another point. It's just 30-15 or it's 30-all, whatever. I just think it's just another point.
Oh, really? Were you able to do that?
You have to. Otherwise, your mind just freaks out. It's too much. I'm like, okay, 30-40, whatever. It's just, all right, 15-all. You just got to think it's another point. Otherwise you're like, and you freeze and you can't even breathe and you can't even move. So, and then the moment that you win it, then you hear like game, set, match, and the crowd going nuts. You're like, oh, I did it. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe I did it. And then like, yes, I did it. And then like, finally. And then it's like so many emotions at once. And you're just like, thanks, Daniela. Bye. Lots of love. Bless you.
Bless you too.
Bye.
Bye.